I had to put this hat on because Jess said I look too normal without my hat on.
All right, okay.
Where are you, Dooch? And don't say you're in your house.
All right, Dooch! Hi!
I did tell you, Joe, I had the pleasure of bumping into Shez on Saturday.
Yeah, you told me it.
In Asda.
Where are you parked?
Where are you parked? Don't say the car park.
That's why I asked you then. Where are you?
Oh,
don't say you're in your house.
Sorry.
You looked at me and I actually thought that was quite a good gag. But
yeah, it was. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah. He's been at club today having a pint. He's had a few pints of Stella. There's quite a few people. On here. Am I needed?
Thank you to our 4 sponsors for supporting our podcast. Johnny Russell's Art Caterers and Milltown Pies, Alexander Grace Law, Jez and Lisa's Spoonful of Sweets, and SPE Furnishings. Links to their websites are available in the show notes and on our website. Don't forget to subscribe to get all the latest episodes as soon as they're released.
I've got 2 Joe Beneducci's on here, Duke.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't understand what's going on there.
And one is more than enough, isn't it? His alter ego.
The other one's gone. And Gaz is here. Hi, Gaz. I need to eject one of them.
Good whistling, Patrick.
Gaz commended your whistling. Cheers, Gaz.
No problem, Patrick. No problem.
I'm very pleased with that.
Man of many talents.
Do I need to remove this other Joe Beneducci?
Kicking him out.
Imposter. Remove. I have the power.
Todmorden, send more house to save the house. Come on, the house!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Housecast, Lowerhouse Cricket Club's podcast, which is getting up towards 90 episodes or so now, so we're all getting a little bit excited for the 100th. We've got quite a cast on this evening. Sometimes it's just me and Joe Martin because the vast majority of the others can't be bothered. But tonight we've got a cast of thousands on, which I'm really pleased to announce the other co-hosts. So we'll go through. Joe Martin, how are you? And thanks for joining us this evening.
Never a problem, Jez. I'm all right.
Good. And then we've got Gav Shields just necking half a bottle of what looks like a Budweiser. How's it going, Gav?
I'm okay, thank you, Jez. How are you?
It's a wicket, I think, Jez.
A wicket, a blue wicket. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Gav. We haven't met up for a little bit, so I'm sure we're due a catch up real soon. I know you've been busy this last few days, and an happy haircut. You're looking good.
Absolutely. Going back to finishing next week.
Yeah, good. Joe Beneducci, how you doing? Thanks for coming on.
It's good to be here.
Good,
You all right?
Good. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I think we've all got a bit busier over the last few weeks now and getting, I think COVID's got out of our system and we're up and running, being busy, doing what we do best and having fun. Right from the down at the south coast, we've got our resident mod, Gary Morehouse. Hiya, Gaz, are you okay?
Evening, Jez. Evening, everyone. Good to see you all.
Good to see you. Is that your, was it a Jam t-shirt, that one?
No, I think it's just it's a Ben Sherman.
A Ben Sherman, right? Yeah, with your target on. Yeah, you're looking cool. You're looking good, Gary. So we've no external guests on today away from the cricket club. We've got a couple of young lads who are going to come and join us shortly. We just want to talk through the events of the weekend and maybe the weekend before, just to the cricket at the cricket club, about the first team, second team, all the way down to the juniors and have a contribution. So, Dooch, I'll come to you first. You were there on Saturday at Todmorden. Red hot day, glorious day, probably a bit too warm. How did it go when you got there, Joe? Was it as warm as it was in East Lancashire over in Yorkshire?
Yeah, scorching. We managed to find a bit of shade though, so it was all right. Todmorden, one of the nicest grounds in the league for my money, I think, Todd. So yeah, good. Sat with a few pals watching the cricket.
Good lad. Good lad. The ground, I mean, it always looks a picture, even when the weather's not as good as as it has been just recently. The pitch looked good, and did you expect a high scoring game?
I don't know if I expect it to be as high scoring as it turned out, but yeah, the pitch obviously did look very good, and we'll get the opinion of the 2 lads who batted on it, 3 lads who batted on it later. But yeah, it did look good, and the outfield looked good as well. It's just a nice ground, isn't it, Todd? Nice ground to play on. Yeah,
it is. It's a great ground. So we've set up for this game. It's still very, very competitive. I don't think either side have a massive amount to play for. Very, very outside chance of finishing in the top 2 maybe, and very outside chance of getting relegated, I think. Is that the case with Todd? I think they're not down there, are they?
They're 4th from bottom, aren't they, Jez?
Right. So everyone's playing for a place, and everyone's playing because it's such a lovely day. If we just go on to Joe Martin, how was it on the build-up to it, Joe, with the weather and the heat that was there?
Hot. How much want me to say it was? It was sweltering. It was so hot. It was so
what did you do
hot.
about it? Did you have any plans?
No. Plans? What plans would I have?
Multiple drinks breaks. That's the first thing to say. There were more drinks breaks than normal.
Yeah, there was 2 drinks breaks. But everything was the same. There was no,
Great insight, isn't it, Jeff?
We're a tough team. We can play in all weathers.
This is podcast gold, man.
It was hot. It was so hot.
I think Joe's just building up to what's coming in, really. So we'll wait for that soon. So anyway, Todd win the toss, and no doubt, as the legendary story from Stan Eaton goes, captain walks back in the dressing room and says we're sunbathing, and they've got an England international who's sub-proing for them. Dom Bess, who's obviously the Yorkshire County player, and has very recently been playing for England. Joe Martin or Dooch? I have to ask both Joes now because I don't get anything back from Joe Martin. But do you know when did they sign him? Was it quite late on in the week?
I don't think so.
About Thursday, I think. Oh, that was when we found out about it.
Oh.
It might have been a little earlier than that. There was a story going around that he himself had put a message on Twitter saying he was available, and Todd were the first team to go back to him to say they'd like him to play. Right. I don't know what date that actually happened, but I think it went on the Lancashire League website on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. And our pro is unavailable for the game. So we've got a sub-pro in. Were you involved, Dooch, in signing that sub-pro or not?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. So his background and his pedigree, did you know a lot about him?
No, there wasn't a great deal of choice in the matter. It looked all week like we're not going to have a pro. We're going to be playing with 11 amateurs until Friday. Maybe late Thursday, early Friday morning, we got offered this guy through an agent. He's a Pakistani professional player who's played first-class cricket, but not for a couple of years, and he's been playing as a professional in one of the leagues in the Midlands, Warwickshire League, was it, Joe?
Yeah. It was great. I think he was playing for Aston. It was great. He was brilliant.
Yeah, nice fella.
Very nice. Nice bloke. Very nice chap. Very good at football, tennis.
Right.
He was really good.
I think we've probably mentioned before, but Saturdays to get a sub is very difficult. Obviously, most of this play on Saturday, so because this game was on a Saturday and we were trying to get a sub, it was very, very difficult.
And again,
which is why it went right to the wire.
Yeah,
I'd have him again, Jess. He was great.
Yeah, we'll go into that in a
minute. Whether he'd want to come and play again is another question.
Right, well, we'll see. Dooch, it's as we've said hundreds of times, it's such a thankless job trying to get a pro on a Saturday towards the end of the season, etc. So, again, all credit to you and to Matt Stanley and other people who went out there and managed to secure the professionals. So, the game we started with bowling, Joe Martin. I'm assuming the pro, is as keen as we would anticipate. We've got a good opening attack who opened the bowling. How did it go from the start?
Pretty good. It was Tom Walker bowled well. First up, Hawkey bowled well as well. A little bit unlucky. A couple of chances went by. Some nice hits by there, but a little bit streaky. And Tom Walker managed to get Ben Sutcliffe out with a nice sort of in-swinging delivery that took his leg stump. So that was a good start. And then we managed to get, then there was another, then the pro came on, nicked the left-hander. That went through me and first slip. But it was closer to me than first slip was.
So that was in the gap. That was in the gap between you and first slip.
Yeah,
Certainly was. So, yeah, in the gap, probably mine. I thought it was closer. I thought it was a little bit further away than it was. But we managed to get him out in the next over. Pro caught it, and that brought the Dom Bess to the crease.
Okay. I mean, we were just having a little discussion there about the last time Lowerhouse played against an England international, certainly a current playing England international. Gav has come up with what we think is going to be the right answer. Has anyone else thought? Gav mentioned James Anderson. How long ago was that, Gav? Can you remember?
No, I can't remember. Maybe
2006?
7 years ago. 6, 7 years ago.
2006 is the right answer.
Right. Okay.
When they won the league.
Correct. That's a long time ago.
We beat them at the turf with James in the side, and then they went on to win the league.
Right. Was that James or Anders?
Depends whether Gav were playing or not. Not Gav, Aggers were playing or not. The one before that,
So anyway,
I was thinking of, before Gav quite rightly came up with James Anderson, because I didn't think about him when he came back and because he basically played as a batter, didn't he? When he came back and played with him. The one before that I was thinking of was Mike Watkinson.
Oh, good shout. Nice, Gaz.
How many games did he play for England?
Not so many, but he played for Enfield against us last match at season, I think, one year. We dicked him.
Yeah, it did, definitely, yeah. And then the other one I thought of before that, but you lot weren't even bored, was Paul Hallett played at Todd, didn't he, for a full season?
What year was that, Jez?
Oh, I don't know.
80s?
1894.
Hey!
Sorry, Jez.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So anyway, back to the game. So Bess is coming to bat. Looking in good nick, Joe Dooch, was it? Did he look in no trouble?
Not straight away, didn't Jez? No, he was a bit scratchy to start with, streaky, you could say.
Right. And our pros come on then, haven't he? And he's I mean, it's interesting. Bess's figures, as ever, as people who are listening will know, he ended up getting 137, but he didn't hit any sixes. Joe Martin, was he? I take it he was...
Right, so he nicked off when he was on 2, right? It was a very sort of regulation catch. My only defence of the matter was that it wobbled a little bit and hit me in my chest. It didn't even hit my gloves.
Right.
I hate wicket keeping at Todd. It's horrible. But I should have caught it. And it probably was the costliest drop of my career. I've considered... 132.
132 it cost. I mean, I'm just wondering if there's any, not just your career, any other costlier drops than that.
Did Phil Aston
Phil Aston dropped Mike Bevan, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mike Bevan.
That's a famous old story, isn't it?
Did he have some big, massive mitts on his hands when he dropped at that, or not?
Didn't hit my gloves for Joe. Hit me in my chest.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, Phil, God bless his soul, that was an absolute steepler of a catch. He was swelling in the wind. He was running backwards, running sideways, dived full length, got one hand to it and dropped it.
Well, this one weren't.
No, I believe so.
I've considered my position this week.
Yeah.
Very much so. And unfortunately, I think other people might make that decision for me.
It looks like you've got over it. So anyway, they end up with 270. 50 overs, which is not. It's a big score, but you'd like to think at Todd on a good pitch. So then, I know I ask you this all the time, Joe Martin, and you come back with your Arsene Wenger answers. Feeling in the dressing room, were people drained? Were you?
Well, I certainly was. But I think the dressing room was actually quite positive, I would say.
Right.
Francois had a plan, and Ben did too.
Yeah.
And actually, the way that Francois said the game would play out was very accurate. It was very close to what was happening. He said if we needed 10 and over in the last 10, we'd chase it. And we needed about 10 and over in the last 10, and we got close. It was an excellent chase. It was a very good chase. I thought we were a little bit unlucky. Francois was out LBW off his thigh pad, back thigh pad, and Francois 6'6".
Yeah.
If it hits my inner thigh pad, then there's a chance. I'm not convinced, but there we go. Francois battered really well, as did Henri, batting at 4. He batted brilliantly, and the Pro did as well. Pro battered well as well. He battered really well.
Yeah.
Battered well with Henri, and that took us close. And actually, and Dooch, I might agree with me on this, but I suppose he might not as well. But with about 5 overs left, about 5 or 3 overs left, I thought we were going to win it. I thought we were batting really, really well. We still needed 10 and over, I would say, but the ball was in our court. We're playing on a wicket pitch. So.
Dooch, go on, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was getting ever more confident as time ticked on. Really, I think we needed about 90 from the last 10 with Henri and the Pro batting, and we were getting a boundary in every over.
Yeah.
So if we didn't get 9, we'd get 8, or quite often we were getting the 9. So the rate was in check, and the Pro came in and gave us a real bit of impetus. Tom Walker came in and batted well again.
Yeah, he did.
We just lost wickets, didn't we? We lost a couple of unlucky wickets. Tom was run out, almost backing up, wasn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Pro was probably always going to give a chance with the way he was batting.
Yeah,
he was smashing it for those who weren't there.
Yeah, he was.
Anything that was anywhere near him, he was just trying to launch it.
And he did for the most part.
Henri was anchoring the innings at the other end. So I agree with you. I thought it was an excellent chase. I thought to go about trying to get 270 when you've got a complete unknown in the sub-pro, and all right, he got 49 or 34 balls. He's not a batsman, is he? Let's be honest. He provided us with a bit of fireworks, but he wasn't somebody who we could have battered around. To get so close to that 270, I thought it was a great effort. And I text Ben after the game saying, look, unlucky, but there's a lot of positives to take from a chase like that. I thought it was a really good effort.
You're right, Dooch, about getting the positives out of it. And I think it's probably a great time to bring in, our first guest, one of the players who played on Saturday and did fantastically well. And let's see what he felt and how he felt his day went. Henri Cottam, welcome to the Housecast. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, doing well.
Yeah, good lad. Congratulations on Saturday. It's your first Senior League 50. How did it feel on the day? How did you feel that your batting was going, and when you got your 50? It's great achievement, Henri. How did you feel?
Initially, I was batting with Francois, and it felt quite positive because at the end of every over, Francois was basically telling me what I needed to do and pushing me along. And so it felt like every other week, really. And then, obviously, the Pro came in, didn't really know what to expect, and then obviously he's gone and whacked it all over, which was really, really good. It was a really nice experience.
Good. And what an effort that you've put together. Like with Francois, and then then the Pros come in, and you don't know this fella, and you've got quite close, certainly to a massive contribution in the winning the game for the cricket club. So real congratulations, Henri, and let's hope it's the first of many. How have you felt this year? You've played a lot of first team games. You're getting, you're securing your own place, and I know it's difficult to do. How are you feeling? How your games going with playing in the first team this year?
I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, I think it's really good to watch the likes of Ben and Francois bat every week, because you learn something new every week. And obviously, the way Francois has been batting over the last few weeks, it helps you out, showing you what you need to do in the first team to be a successful batter.
Yeah. No, that's great, and it's good that you are a level-headed lad, that you can take that on board, and it's so valuable for you. So, Henri, thanks very much. We'll come back to you shortly. If we just go on we've got another young lad on, Tom Yorke-Robinson. Thanks for coming on, Tom. How's it going?
It's all right, thanks. Not bad.
Good lad, and you've got yourself in the first team in the last couple of weeks, having some decent knocks. And how have you found that step up from the second team, Tom?
It's been all right, to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
I've been going in not really needing not much pressure on, just
Yeah.
go in late innings and try and score as much as you can. So it's not been that. There's not a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it's like that.
Yeah, and you seem like you're level-headed, that you can handle that. Is that the case?
Well, I hope I've done it so far. But yeah.
Yeah, good lad. Are you playing you're still playing for the junior sides at Lancs? Have you played today for Lancs?
Yeah, played against Derbyshire at Wigan.
You getting it?
81.
Wow.
Oh, just 81.
This is the difference, Jez, around this. How is it like no pressure? I was a nervous wreck going out to bat in the first team in my first year, and yet these players coming in are brilliant. No fear. They don't mind. Magnificent.
Can I ask the two young lads a question about what it was like playing against Harry Rickard? Because I know you both know him, and he was bowling at both of you. I think was there any flack flying around? Any banter? You know him quite well, don't you, H?
Yeah, I'm good friends with him. Yeah, it wasn't much from my end, but I think there was from Tom, wasn't there?
Not really. Nothing much. Got a bit of a send off.
Well,
you got a send off, Tom.
Slightly, but it is what it is, isn't it?
It's a wonderful answer, Tom. Excellent. That's how you answer questions on this podcast, Jez. Sit on the fence. There we go. Learning from the best.
Well, you're gonna have to get a bigger fence for you lot. Gav, can I just bring you into this? Because you were, it's not that long ago, but a few years ago, you were heavily involved in bringing juniors through to the second team. And, how do you see it now? Is Joe Martin right that this lot are cool as cucumbers and everything's rosy, or how are you seeing it?
Yeah, it's. I would agree with what Joe said there. Yeah, they all seem very assured, and they all seem to know the games at such a young age. It's, I suppose, the APP and things like that, are playing their part, and they're obviously working. But it's good, I'll watch whoever's at home usually. So I do see the second team and sometimes the third team or what have you. And they all seem to know the games, and they all, quite organised. And yeah, like I agree with Joe when, we'd be scared to death and all about trying to survive and things like that. Whereas these lads, they see it, they hit it, and it's good to watch. And like I say, it's good to see.
Watched Henri bat on Saturday, Jez, and playing against an England international, batting and playing against the spin, and sort of like I can't really describe the shot. It's like a straight leg glance through wide mid wicket, and he just kept milking it through there, and it was brilliant. It was so good to watch. Genuinely, it was magnificent to watch. I was sat with my pads on, going further and further down the order, thinking, "Yeah, here we go. This is proper." It was brilliant to watch. And when Tom came in, I think, how many did he get, Tom? 7. Again, he looked very confident batting, and he was run out. It was one of those things. A direct hit, if it, it can very easily missed, isn't it? But it was brilliant to see. Really good. I don't think I asked Henri actually. What were you thinking when you were playing against Bess?
I was very nervous. I had absolutely no idea what to do.
At the start, you mean?
Oh yeah, at the start.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't have the confidence to reverse sweep him, so I was just blocking him out for a long time.
Yeah, but as you got through, I didn't have the confidence to reverse sweep him. It never have even entered my mind.
I once played a reverse sweep and fell over. Pretty story.
But as you were sort of, you were getting into your 30s and 40s, Henners, and you were playing very, very nicely, sweeping, as you said, playing that shot through wide mid wicket. As that game was progressing, how did you think your batting sort of changed through that?
I think the single options came a lot easier as I started getting my eye in more, and I was very much relying on hitting that single every ball to try and get the likes of Francois, Tom, and the pro on strike, so then they can do the bigger thing.
Yeah, it was great. Brilliant, really good.
It is. It's fantastic that you're all coming through, and now you can, push on and develop. That's where next year is so important, and to progress from there. So we've made a good fist of that, trying to get the get their total. Tom, did Henri run you out?
Oh no, that was me.
I think Henri apologised.
No, yeah, I don't know why.
Sorry, Tom. I called it.
They're too nice, aren't they, Jez? They should be getting into each other, shouldn't they? We want him to say, "Yeah, run me out, shit bag."
Yeah,
He'd still be batting now if it worked for him.
no, exactly. We'd have got 400. But no, I mean, it's great to hear, and it's fantastic to see you lads doing as well as you could, as well as you did, and nearly getting us there to the victory. I believe you were back at club by then, Gav. What happened there?
It was MD. We're getting a lift back with Matthew, so I had to go.
So it weren't just Gav, Jez. It was the managing director of the club who also didn't see the second innings.
Yes. So Matt Stanley had to go back and miss Henry's first 50. So it weren't your Gav, it were all Matt Stanley's.
Absolutely. I'd have been more than happy to stay, but Matthew were making the decisions as ever, so I just had to follow. So
yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but
terrible.
But we'll see. So is there anything else about the game on Saturday, Gaz? Anything you want to contribute to that great chase, but which was unsuccessful?
Yeah, a couple of things, I guess. One would be congratulations, Henri, by the way. Especially well done there. But one would be, I think the easiest thing chasing 270 down would have been to stack it at the top with all the experience and the pro, and whether you think he's a batter or not, just to sort of, if he comes off, he comes off. But I think fair play to Ben, going 4 and 5 with Henri and Tom there, and putting confidence in those lads, and paying him back handsomely. So I think that were great to see. Yeah, I guess. And what did because Charlie once told me that when you got your first 50, that he'd have 100 spondulas ready for you.
I think I heard that, Gary. I'm sure I heard that.
Because Alan gave him 100 quid when he got his first 50.
Instead with the collection.
Yeah, but that's just partly. Tap him up. I'm telling you, he'll reckon he didn't say it, but I'm telling you, we had that conversation only the other week when I were up there, and he was saying what a pleasure it were playing with you and all that sort of thing. He'd got 100 quid tucked away for your first 50.
I think you might be getting a phone call, Gary. I think.
But other than that, no, Jez, we're sad to see him just not quite make it. It would have been a cracking victory, but look forward to your next outing, boys.
Yeah, cheers, Gary. Thanks ever so much for that. Henri, Tom, thanks ever so much for coming on. If you want to disappear now and go play on your PlayStations, then feel free. Or if you want to stop on, you're also more than welcome. It's up to you two guys, but thanks ever so much for coming on.
Cheers.
Cheers,
I
boys.
need a shower.
Cheers, chaps.
See you, mate.
Right, see you.
See ya.
So, Joe Martin, we now lie 5th. I think, there's an outside chance we could certainly squeeze up to 3rd or 2nd.
And I think we're safe from relegation now, so that's my goal for the year, Jez.
Honestly, we've got to start doing these live because you'll be getting punched in your ribs.
I think the team's goal is to finish as high as possible. I think mine is to finish 6th, so then we don't have to go in the Electric Cup. I'm only joking. I want to finish as high as possible because that's where that'll set standards in good stead for next year, especially with the two with Henri and Tom. Tom won't be far off getting his first 50 as well, and progressing again next year. So I think that a nice strong finish to the season will be brilliant. Set us up for next year. It'll make plans a little bit clearer as well, I think. The other thing is Henri bowled at the weekend as well. So that's another option for the rest of the season and going into next year as well. There's no reason why he can't be a mainline bowler and be bowling lots of overs, bowling in tandem with Paddy, having 2 spinners. Bowling at the same time is always really good. And I think there's a few sort of personal achievements to be sought as well, which always contribute to the team. There'll be people who want to try and get to 500 runs. There'll be people who want to get as many wickets as possible. So I think that there's no slowing down. Certainly not. People will still be working hard and training hard up until the last game of the season, and ultimately doing the best. Certainly what I've told myself for the past 2 days.
Yeah, no, it's it's been a great season for a lot of reasons, and like you said, that league is so strong. To finish in that top, in the top 3, 4, 5, it is a good achievement. The way that some of the aspects of the season have gone, and I'll bring Dooch in as well. I just want to talk through the second 11 and some of the other clubs. The second had a good win at weekend at Enfield. Can you talk through that, Joe Martin, as to whether you spoke to Matt or any of the others? I've got the scorecard if you want some help.
The scorecard. I don't know. Gav, did you see our batting innings?
Yeah, but our being sociable. So I weren't going to concentrate on too much. Aggers were making it look incredibly difficult, so it weren't that you really wanted to watch, if I'm being honest. Although he did bat well and get 50 on that out, but
so I think that we bowled Enfield out for about 150. And again, I think I say it on every podcast, but Matt is doing it fantastically well. He'll be coming up to 50 wickets. He'll still be top of the wicket charts in that second team. So brilliant for him to be contributing. I had a look at some of the other lads as well, and they're the same. They'll be pushing up to 20, 30 wickets to try and get those for the last few games of the season. And we chased it. Obviously, Aggers got 50 odd, and Det Metcalf got 50 odd too, I think, or it might have been even more. But brilliant, really good. And Det Metcalf has been brilliant since he's come into the second team. He scored runs and batted really well by all accounts. So he's another player to look out for. Doing really well.
Yeah, I've seen him play. I've seen him bat a few times. I've been very impressed.
Yeah. He's doing very, very well. A good solid year of second team cricket that he's had now, which is so next year if he can start again and kick on, he'll be looking good.
Brilliant. It's a resounding win, Dan. I think it's fair, and we're going to get Matt on before the end of the season to talk through the season with the second team. I think the batting has been the disappointing side of it, with some of the younger players not kicking on. Aggers has not got the scores he's had, and then whether Blaise has been in the team or Finchy, it's been slightly unsettled. But they're not going to get relegated out of that Division 1 that they got promoted to last season, which is a great achievement. I think it's worth talking through another innings from one of the juniors from yesterday, Joe Martin. I'm sorry to keep coming back to you, but can you talk us through Keegan's performance of the weekend?
Well, I can, but Henri was there.
All right.
So he'll be able to give you a better appraisal than me, but I only saw on Play Cricket as his score kept getting higher and higher and more sixes were being hit. But
talk us through that. Talk us through the innings, if you don't mind.
Me or Henri?
No, Henri, please.
Oh, good. I wasn't there.
It was brilliant to see because I've been best friends with Keegan since we were very young, and I think that's been a while coming. A score like that from Keegan. Just from ball one, really, he was just absolutely smashing it. I think second ball he got ball a bouncer and just put it out of the ground, and that was just it was just brilliant. I think everyone on the fielding side realised what was about to happen as soon as he put that one out of the ground. Second ball, it was just really nice to see.
So what did he finish with, Hennes?
145.
145.
It's outstanding, and I think I saw it on Twitter, but it was only off 108 balls or something.
Incredible.
I have to get the statos on this, but I bet that's the highest score in a third or 14 game for Lowerhouse for quite some time, if not ever.
I can't remember anybody scoring more than that since I've played.
No, that certainly can't. It's and how did that result go?
Yeah, we won. We won. So the third team had a very good win as well. against Enfield 2 down at Lowerhouse. A really comprehensive win again. Elliot Johnson battered really well, and we bowl well too. So that was a good win. So they're pushing for promotion in that league. And then the 4 team, we got 280 off 40 overs, and again it was a very good win. Very good win. Some good bowling. Showcat bowled well on his left arm leg spin, and they're also pushing for promotion. They've really come together well. The 4 team, the 3rd team played well all year. The 4 team have taken a little bit of time, but they've done really, really well. So it's been really good to see, and they've chalked up quite a few wins now. I think they've won the last 6 of 7, or Roger was saying yesterday. So credit goes to Shabazz and Roger for marshalling the troops out there. So it's very good, very, very good.
Good, and the junior section again for the benefit of the listeners, we will have Stan on at the end of the season to talk through the various junior sides. And if we got now, Joe, up to about 25 junior sides, won't they, now that they're playing?
Not sure, but I think this year's been actually a little bit challenging for some of our junior teams. So it's going to be a big winter, I think, for some of the junior players to really sort of push on. But yeah, I'm not sure how many teams we've got. We've got quite a few though.
Yeah, we have. But we'll get Stan on to talk us through that. So yeah. We don't need to go into any of the other games prior to this weekend. I think we've got what we need to get out of the games for this weekend, where we are in the league. We'll do another one before the end of the season with just to talk through the last 4 or 5 games before we do the final season roundup. Before we move on to do the Lowerhouse draw, is there anything you want to add, Gav, before we move on?
No, I don't think so, mate.
No, everything all right? Duke, anything from me?
No, not particularly. I was just going to say, bring it back to the first team. Obviously, they've been on a great run recently. All right, they lost on Saturday, but before that, Joe, is it 5 on the spin?
Yeah.
Since going back to the semi-final weekend.
Yes.
We lost to Walsden, didn't we?
We lost to Walsden, and then
we've won every league game.
Since, yeah.
So they have been on a great run, and hopefully they can get back on that.
Yes, against
Rochdale
at the weekend.
Yeah, there's still an interesting run in it now. Is it Rochdale next week? So they're down there. We'd fancy our chances, and then they play the top 2.
Oh, we need to
and then finish off with that shower at across town. So let's have something at stake going over there.
That's not sitting on the fence.
Not just bragging rights. Yeah.
So that's on. There's only 4 games left. I mean, season's flown by.
I was thinking about this.
2020.
Of course, we've got the 2020 finals there, but we'd still have, when it was the traditional Lancashire League, we'd still have another 4 games to play.
An extra 4.
An extra 4, yeah. We'd have 8 games to play.
Yes, so we've it's a good point. Whoever shouted up there about the finals day. That's August the 29th, Bank Holiday Monday, down at the club. The first semi-final, or the only semi-final that's left to play, is Lowerhouse Crompton. That kicks off at 11:30, and then the final at 3 or 3:30. And then there's entertainment on in the club, all for a miserly £2, and everything's included. Not your food or your beer, but everything's included. As far as that'd be a deal and a half, wouldn't it?
As far as walking in.
Those are the days.
And you have the greatest semi-professional DJ.
Well, who've we got?
The Italian Stallion.
He's back. He thought his season were over, but
he's back. He's wheeling them out again. The wheels of steel.
Get my box of records out ready.
Have you no competition this time? Is Ginger not after taking over?
Yeah, you could have like a DJ off. What's it called?
We get
like a rap battle.
It was up for grabs, but we did get some customer feedback through the Facebook page to say that they didn't really want Matt doing it. They wanted me back. So the customer's always right, Jez. So we'll look him up.
You have to give the crowd what they want, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll mention it to Matt and see what his thoughts are. So if there's nothing else from anyone, we're going to move on to the draw. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Grand.
We'll do it live.
I'm especially looking forward to the little tidbits of information that you have about each winner.
Yeah, I am too.
Well, Gary might be able to help you because he's nowhere near as old as me, but he might know some of them that I don't know. So we've got 2 draws to draw. I'll try and make it as entertaining as I can, since that Nicky let us down, I think, last Christmas and got some criticism for it. So we've got, if Joe Martin, if you can get your bag of balls out for the random numbers up to 177, please.
Yeah, no problem.
If I can just reiterate, there are still free numbers if people want to join. You're too young yet, Henri, but when you're 18, you can grab yourself a number. So I've got a number of free ones that are still available for anyone listening for this good thing. £5 a month. Really prefer it by standing order, and we pay out 60% of the income in prizes throughout the year, 12 monthly prizes, and then the rest goes to the junior cricket at the cricket club. Every July and December, we have bumper draws where we have 5 draws of £100 each. We haven't done the June draw, so we'll do that first before the July draw. So, Joe Martin, spin your wheel for the first number for £100 in the June 2022 draw, please.
And it's a number 126.
126. Let's have a look. It's Paul Stansfield.
Yes, wonderful managed. Here we go. Fantastic.
Have you all finished?
Yeah, come
It's not that Paul Stansfield, it's the Harrogate footballer.
Oh, bloody hell.
I was just texting him as well. It's a good job he said that in time.
Yeah, Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley was an exceptional footballer. I think everyone knows him, who've met him. He was a fantastic footballer. I actually played football with him up over here. He made his debut for us, and he had a quite exclusive semi-pro career playing at Harrogate, and I think he played at Morecambe for a stretch as well, and he's now at I think he's the assistant manager or one of the coaches at Harrogate Town, who are in the Football League. Is that about right, Gav and Duke?
Yeah. Saw him at 2020 finals day a month ago, and he was saying
He played for Clitheroe as well.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, good player. So anyway, that's the second prize is £80. Please, Joe Martin, give us a number.
Number 2.
Number 2, Chris Bithell. Chris Bithell, retired colleague I used to work with, who is his lads are very involved down the club. He's been down a number of years now with his lovely wife Nicola, and deserve the £80 that they get. I think he's got 4 numbers, he has, Chris. So
excellent.
So well deserved. £70 is the third prize, please, Joe.
Number 168.
168. That's a free number.
Oh,
see, you're 18. You could have had 168, but there you go. You'll have to get £100 off your dad. Can you draw it again, please, Joe?
Number 44.
44 is Tommy Brierley.
Good lad.
Beefcake.
Tommy.
Beefcake's he's not been in that long. He only joined in June this year. But he was really good because he got his brother to join as well. So it was 2 for the price of 1. So Tommy's £70.
Lad.
Beefcake.
He's quite a good player, Tommy, wasn't he? He was a good player.
Steady player.
Yeah.
Good fielder.
Yeah.
But most well renowned for being able to drink a pint faster than anybody else.
Yeah. That was phenomenal, that. Phenomenal.
What sort of speed was it, Gav?
Quicker than Blaise.
Were you talking, about 90 seconds?
It's unbelievable. We're really quick.
Straight down, Jez. Straight down. No messing about.
We'll have to get them back down, them two, won't we? I mean, we talked about getting them on the podcast, didn't we? What did we call his brother? Beefcake and...
Tea cake.
Jimmy Beefcake. Tommy Tea Cake.
Yeah.
It works with Agnes, so we'll be able to set it up.
Yeah, let's get them on.
Let's get him on.
Yeah, that'll be good. Right, fourth prize in the June draw, please, Joe, for £50.
76.
76 is Dave Waddington.
Oh, Waddle! Yes!
Definitely.
That's I think he won on the last set as well.
You're checking me for my records now, aren't you? They won in March 2022, actually.
Oh, so it's not far off. We did a series of draws, didn't we, Jess? So
But the work he does down at the club is phenomenal. He's like Stan's sidekick. Wherever Stan's wandering around on the pitch, Dave's always walking behind him, helping him out, brushing the pitch. So very well deserved.
He does a lot of work with the juniors.
Yeah,
So much work. He's running games, coaches. Absolutely fantastic.
He pulls Stan out at Maya week in, week out.
Yeah.
He's the brains behind the operation, is Dave.
Well, he looks it when Stan's walking around with his permanent erect nipples and no top on.
No, we have to edit that out every single time.
Why?
Yeah, it's not right. It might be true. Lots of things are true that we don't say on this podcast.
Right, let's go on to July. These are four. There is 4 £100 prizes. Come on, let's one of us on this.
Go on. Here we go.
148.
Okay, 148. You put all the balls back in, didn't you?
All the balls are back in.
148 is Chris and Lisa Howarth.
Oh, well done.
Excellent.
Good job. Good show.
Sorry, Grimshaw.
Good show. Said.
Good show. I thought you said Nee Grimshaw. I thought she used to be called Grimshaw. They sit in Stella Corner a lot, don't they?
Absolutely. He needs cheering up, does Chris? Because he's a big Man United fan, so he needs.
Yeah, he does. He needs booking up, doesn't it? So that's £100 to Lisa and Chris. They'll be in touch to see who the cheque needs to be made payable to. And the second prize, please, Joe, again for £100.
176. Oh.
Yeah, come on.
That's a free number, so please draw it again.
Number 60.
60. Let's have a look. Number 60. Danny Sim.
Good lad, Simmy. He won recently as well, I think.
Yeah, I'm not. Was it Danny or was it? Yeah, it was. He won in April 22. He won 88 quid. It's quite funny, really, with Danny and Jack. The mum pays for the £5 to join it every month, and I have to send the money to them. So we might see if we can get another number out for it. So I didn't write it down. What number was that?
60.
60. Danny Sim. Well done, Danny. He's a good lad. Good lad. Again, I work with his uncle. It's Pete Sim, a lovely lad. Lovely lad. He's finished now. He's working in some charity shop somewhere, I think. So third prize for £100.
Number 5. Oh.
Another ex-colleague, Jez, I know it is. So for 20 odd years old, when you started this up, God knows how long ago, you did doubt Burnley, Nick.
Yeah, we did. We conned them into thinking it was for the police fund, and it weren't. It was all right. There's still some men who think that it 2000 it was, January. So number 5, we'll quickly move on. It's Lisa Hope. So the next one for £100. Jesus, what?
AKA Jez Hope's own number.
It isn't. Seriously.
As I said, Burnley
the last couple of years. So anyway, I feel myself blushing. So go on, Joe. Last one for £100.
144.
I hope it's one of you lot. 144 is Adam Hope.
Unbelievable.
Seriously.
Oh,
next one's Dog.
I mean, if I'd done that at home on my own, then there would have been uproar, wouldn't there?
What number's Bella's?
Yeah, Bella's next.
Teddy, he'll be reading it next.
Teddy, yeah. Jez's van, he's got a number.
So that concludes the draw. It will be out to real soon, and the money will be sent as soon as possible. Has anyone got any comments about the draw?
I think you're in a syndicate.
We're not in a syndicate. How can we fiddle that? You drew the numbers out.
Yeah, well.
Unless you're in on it as well.
Yeah.
There's every chance. I'm Jez's best friend.
You are very much so. Paul Stanley's going to go apeshit, isn't
he? Yeah, he is. He's going to go mental.
We'll have to get him a pint.
Oh, well done, Jez. It raises a lot of well-needed funds, does that, draw? So everybody keep your contributions. And if you know anybody else who can take a number, then as Jez said, there's a few free numbers in there.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, Gary. It's been going. Stan started it really 2022, 23 years now. So it's contributed to Henri getting his 5th. It's got him to where he is. I'm only tricking You've done really. You work together there with Joe Martin's help and people. So, is there anything else before we conclude this episode? Anything else, Joe Martin? I'll go around the Zoom chat. Anything from you?
No, not really. Just thanks, Henri, for coming on. It's been a pleasure playing cricket with you this year.
Good.
Really has.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Gav, anything from you?
No, just no, thank you.
Good lad. Gary, anything from you before we wrap this one up?
No, I don't know. Is it okay to say congrats to Rami? I mean, we got beat by the eventual winners. I don't know if there's anything in that, but obviously they've done well with winning the Worsley Cup.
I think, yeah, you're 100% right. Congratulations to them. I watched that yesterday, and that lad Cracky Cambat, Kieran Grimshaw. Yeah, some innings that the way he paced that. I think if my memory serves me right, they scored at about 19 and over off the last 7 or 8 overs.
Yeah.
Well, they were on 214 with 44, and then when I looked at 48 overs, they were on 295.
Yeah, their pro looked, he wasn't smashing it like Grimshaw, but he was working it around. It was a great, and it was one of them days. I mean, Rochdale are probably just a weaker side, but once you've been fielding in that all day and you've been chasing leather, I think we've all been there. I don't think they were going to be, so good on them. A young lad for them got 50 and they got to 220. But no, I agree, Gaz. Congratulations to them. And at least we got beat by the eventual winners. Dooch, anything you want to add?
There's just for the seconds as well. They lost to the eventual winners in their semi-final as well.
Right.
Great Harwood won the Junior Cup, which is who the second team lost to. So both first and seconds lost to the eventual.
Right. Okay. What we can take from that's great. So thanks, Dooch. Thanks for coming on. Henri, we don't, unless you've got something startling to say. Thanks ever so much for coming on, and once again, congratulations. The first of many get chasing up Les's record. Is there anything you want to add?
No. I don't think I'll get anywhere near that record with Blez.
I'm sure you will. Keep going at it. Don't forget 100 spondoolies off your dad. We all heard it when Charlie told us a number of years ago. So get him elbowed.
He's already denied it.
Brilliant. Right, thanks everyone for coming on. We'll be looking to do another one in about 2 weeks just to talk through the season and get the different guests on. So don't forget to subscribe and like and whatever else you do on Instagram and other mediums so you can get the episodes sooner. And thanks everyone for listening. Goodbye.
Todmorden, send Morehouse to save the house.